By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Welcome to another episode of Timmy Talks, the channel where we talk old school Magic. And today we are going to look at a match between Eureka. I am playing with the Eureka deck, 4 colors. It's so much fun. And I'm taking on Juriaan, and he's playing with the deck, his version, I should say, of the deck. And it's interesting. He's made some interesting choices. More about that in the deck section of this video. Now, before I jump into the deck decks, first a message from the sponsor of this video, 3-for-1 Trading. 3-for-1 Trading is one of Europe's leading Magic the Gathering retailers. Their online shop has a fantastic selection of high-end Magic cards, especially for vintage, legacy, and yes, old school Magic players. They now exclusively offer my community free, fully insured and fast worldwide shipping on all their high-end singles, full sets, and out-of-print sealed products. They upload new cards every Wednesday and have weekly sale offers and reductions waiting just for you. Use my code TIMMY to get free worldwide shipping on your first order over $500 or euros. Have fun ordering those cards, and thank you 3-for-1 Trading for sponsoring this video. And we are back and ready to dive into the deck decks. I'm going to start with the player on the left, and that is, well, me. Let's take a look at my Eureka deck. And here we see my deck, Eureka Roads. So this deck is built around the card Eureka, so maybe that's a good starting point. Eureka is this epic card from green. It's 2 green and 2 to cast for sorcery that says, starting with you, each player may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. Repeat this process until no one puts a card onto the battlefield. So Eureka is a way to just empty your hand. So if you want to empty your hand, you probably want to choose permanents with a very high casting cost. And what is more fun than casting really big creatures and turning them sideways? And that's exactly what I want to do here. I mean, check this deck photo out, right? We've got Nicol Bolas. We've got Solkanar the Swamp King. We've got 4 Shivan Dragons. We've got 4 Triskelions. We've got 4 Urnimjins. This deck is bursting with big creatures that you want to cast, of course, with your Eureka. Now, I want to combine this with Concordant Crossroads. Concordant Crossroads is a world enchantment, or enchant world as they were called back in the day, from Legends as well. It's 1 green that simply says all creatures have haste. So when all your creatures have haste, it means that with my Eureka, if I have a Eureka in hand, a Crossroads in hand, and a lot of really big creatures, I can attack with them straight away and probably half the life total of my opponent. And this gets really good when I can combine it with Nicol Bolas. So if I've got Nicol Bolas in hand, Concordant Crossroads, and a Eureka, I mean, boy, that's going to be crazy, because Nicol Bolas is a 7/7 flyer for 8 mana, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to play it out with Eureka. That reads, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you pay a blue, a black, and a red. So that's not great, but remember, with the Crossroads, I can attack straight away. And the ability that it has is whenever Nicol Bolas deals damage to an opponent, that player discards their entire hand. So it's like a Mind Twist effect, right? So that's going to be brutal. If I manage to get this out early, Eureka, Concordant Crossroads into Nicol Bolas, I can hit him for 7, take his hand. You know, that's the dream of the deck. Does it happen? Every now and then, you know, I'm only playing with 1 Nicol Bolas, but I love a deck with a dream, you know, I think it's really cool. And then maybe let me explain to you a little bit about my choice of the creatures, because with Eureka, of course, you can choose all these creatures. I could go for Sengir Vampire, Mahamoti Djinn, you know, I could go even for Lord of the Pit for really big creatures, and I have gone for big creatures, but every creature in here has a special reason. So let's first start with Shivan Dragon. Now, one of the problems with this deck is if my opponent plays a Blood Moon. You know, look at it. I have no basics in this deck. So a Blood Moon is really a big problem. Luckily for me, I've got 4 Shivan Dragons and 4 Triskelions. I can still cast those if he plays a Blood Moon. Another problem with a creature-heavy deck is the Abyss. So the Abyss kills my Shivan Dragon, kills my Urnum, does not kill my Triskelion. So Triskelion is really good. Also, the Trike is a nice target for my 2 Copy Artifacts. And Copy Artifact is also nice to kind of copy my own Moxen, because sometimes when you don't find Eureka, it's kind of a weakness of this deck. Of all combo decks, I find if you don't find the combo pieces, then you're in trouble. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you also can do something when you don't have Eureka in hand. And that's also where the Moxen come in, where the Copy Artifact comes in, where the Felber Stone comes in. I can copy my Mana Rocks, so make sure I still ramp up, and then maybe just hard cast these big creatures. And then the other playset of creatures are Urnimjin. So Urnimjin is only 4 mana to cast. So even if you don't find Eureka, I can still hard cast it pretty easily. Remember, I'm playing with all the Moxen, playing with lots of ramp. So hopefully I can ramp out and earn him early, and it can still be a problem for my opponent. And what I like about the Earn Him Djinn is it's a 4/5. So it wins against a Suchi, it wins against a Sarah Angel. You know, that 5 toughness makes it also really hard to kill with, for example, a Psionic Blast. That's not going to work on your Earn Him Djinn. The downside, of course, of Earn Him Djinn is that it does die to a city in a bottle, and it's also a green creature, so it dies to the Abyss. You know, so you're constantly, when you're making a selection of creatures in your deck, you're constantly thinking about this. Okay, should I go here for Suchi or should I go for Earn Him? So one of the reasons for me not to also go for Suchi in this deck is you see it quite a lot. So it's, yeah, I'm a little bit done with Suchi. And also the fact that it's a 4/4, it's killable with a Psionic Blast. It's also an artifact. So if I play with Antriskelion and Suchi, people will probably start boarding in a lot of artifact hate. And, you know, I just become very vulnerable to that. And by having this selection of creatures, I feel it's going to be really hard for my opponent to really pin down, okay, what does he want to do? Obviously, one of the cards I'm a little bit afraid of is Control Magic, right? There's so many Control Magic targets. That's also why I'm playing with 3 Control Magics in my own sideboard together with Red Elemental Blasts. You know, so I have a weapon against a potential Control Magic player, because Control Magic, it's a problem when you're playing with this many fatties. Can you imagine Eurekaing out your entire hand and your opponent just starts stealing everything with Control Magic? I mean, that would just be horrible. So that's just something that I wanted to note here. So yeah, this deck, it's a lot of fun to play, and I'm really looking forward to show you this match, because there are some moments in this match where it's just super explosive. The deck is just going off. So I'm really looking forward to show that to you, because when it goes off, you're like, wow, this deck is strong. But I also have to be honest, that doesn't always happen, unfortunately. But Eureka Roads, I love the deck. Now let's take a look at the deck of my opponent. And here we see the deck of Juriaan. So yeah, Juriaan, this is his version of the deck. I guess a very traditional look on the deck, right? In the sense that he's not playing with any creatures main. He is playing with 4 Mistress Factories. They're kind of creatures, aren't they? But he wants to win like with the single Fireball and probably just a little bit of damage there with the Factories when he has got full control. Also playing with 3 Gem Day Tomes, so really heavy on that, drawing extra cards from a control position. One of the things you probably notice here is that there are no dual lands in here. So I think Juriaan was trying to build this without using any dual lands, which I think is kind of cool. It's always fun to try to find a new way in, you know, to think, can I also build this without dual lands? And the problem, of course, then is your mana, right? Your mana base. So I think what I maybe would consider doing with this version of the deck, because you're not playing with any duals, is maybe play with land decks, because they can help you find the basic lands that you need. Another thing you could do as well is play with, for example, Untamed Wilds. Although you don't have a lot of green sources, so maybe that's not the best idea. It's only playing with the Regrowth. That's a single like green card in your Regrowth. For example, the Fireball. Fireball, like I said, is his way to victory here. So yeah, it's looking like a strong deck, right? He's got all the power in here. What I love is the single Force Spike. So maybe that Force Spike can be quite deadly. I think it's going to be really important for Juriaan to stop my Eureka. I mean, if I can just get an early Eureka and put all those creatures on the board, that's going to be really tough for Juriaan. But yeah, he just needs to counter that away. And then when we're looking at the sideboard, there's one card that I love. I call this a character card. That's a Nebuchadnezzar, and that's a card from Legends. It's a wizard, and it's quite cool. And I'm calling it a character card because it doesn't really have a reason to be here, to be in this deck, but it's such a cool card. It's beautiful art by Richard Kane Ferguson. It's a wizard. It's almost like the wizard that has created this deck, right? When I'm looking at it, it's super cool. Also playing with the Hive, by the way, in the sideboard, so I could board in the Hive as an extra win con. Also has Wrath of God in the side, which I think is going to be really good in this matchup because I'm playing creature heavy. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup. Also to see if this version of the deck without any dual lands, if it functions. I think in this matchup, the Flower Stones are going to be really good for Juriaan because I'm playing with 4 City of Brasses with just a lot of colors. So I think the Flower Stones are going to be great mana fixers in this specific matchup, but you cannot really count on the Flower Stones all the time. I do like the idea though. I think the idea is nice of Juriaan here to think, you know what, my Flower Stones will do the mana fixing for me. And remember, the majority of this deck is white and blue cards, and he seems to have enough white and blue sources here in the deck to make it work out. So the mana base is definitely something that's going to be interesting to look at in this match. Okay, we've talked about the deck of Juriaan. We talked about my deck, so I guess we are ready. Let's go to the match. Game number 1, here we go. So I'm sitting on the left playing Eureka Roads, so a deck built around the card Eureka. It's a 4-color deck, and my opponent Juriaan is playing all 5 colors. He's playing the deck. And this is my opening hand. Okay, that's looking quite good. Black Lotus, Time Walk there. And a Triskelion, also have a Chaos Orb, a land. So it's a good hand, but there's also a lot of like mana sources. So I'm looking at it now, deciding if I want to keep. I guess I do. Here we see the hand of Juriaan, by the way. Some ramp with the Mox Jet, some lands, 2 books. Quite a lot, not ideal. You'd rather just want to have 1 book max in your opener. Also, the Brain Geyser is good later in the game, not straight away. And it looks like I'm still a little bit in the tank. I think I'm taking a mulligan here, so this is my first mulligan, and I have to put a card on the bottom. Am I bottoming the Chaos Orb here? Looks like I am. Juriaan on the play here, starting with a Strip Mine and a Mox Jet. There we see an Underground Sea. Wow, even more Moxen. I'm just dumping my entire hand. Oh, I want to go for a turn 1 Triskelion. That's why I did it. There's the Trike. That's risky though. I mean, if he has, for example, a Swords now, he can strip my land, Swords to Triskelion. And that's that. There we see a City of Brass. Gonna tap it. Gonna drop to 19. Oh, he's gonna copy it. Now in response, I can of course kill my own Trike. So now I have to decide what to do, and then I'm kind of forcing Juriaan to copy one of the Moxen instead. Very good move, of course, here by Juriaan, putting me in this difficult position. Only 2 cards left in hand, and it looks like I'm okay with it. So untap, upkeep, draw. So not the best start for me here. Maybe I should have taken another mulligan. Then again, I was already on 6. I also wonder why I put that Chaos Orb on the bottom, because Chaos Orb, of course, is a very powerful card. We're first going to attack here, it seems, with the 4/4. Let's see if he wants to make the trade. So he's going to trade. So they both die. And then I'm going to play an Urnum Djinn here. Taking a damage, of course, from the Djinn. Should go to 19. And also Juriaan should actually be on 19 here. So we're forgetting the damage from the cities. A little sloppy. Okay, there we go. Now Juriaan also at least reminding one of the moments here. Chaos Orb, and it's a hit. Flip on the Urnum. So yeah, that's solid. And I guess we're all back to square one, but Juriaan has more cards in hand than me. I believe he's got 2 or 3 cards in hand. Ooh, even more. He's got like 5. Okay, in that case, I'm in a pretty bad position, if you ask me. Let's see what he can do. Kind of shuffling the mana here. Not sure how to use the mana. Gonna tap 2. There's a Felwar Stone. Felwar Stone quite good because I've got a City of Brass. Can make any color of mana. And look at that. I'm just passing the turn here. I believe a Mox Sapphire there found from the top for Juriaan. There we go. Gonna tap 4. We're gonna see a book. There's the book. Jam Day Tome. We're going to see a mana drain here on the tome. Yeah, I mean, that's very important, right? Like, Jam Day Tomes are the way that the deck players usually win, get away with the game. So I've got 4 colorless mana from the mana drain. Let's see if I can do something with it. And, oh, there's another Urnum Djinn. And a Time Walk. Yeah, I still had the Time Walk from my opening hand. I was really waiting for the right moment to use it. Oh, and look at that. I think I drew a Brain Geyser. That is really good. Also because Juriaan doesn't have the mana at the moment to counter. So there we go. Just going to draw 3 cards here. Find my land drop. Passing the turn. Yeah, this was a really good 2 turns for me here. Mana draining away the book, playing the Urnum, getting the extra turn, finding the Brain Geyser. But Juriaan also has a Brain Geyser still from his opening hand. So could draw 4 cards here. Yep, gonna use the Brain Geyser. Keep a land open here. So he's looking for, I guess, a Swords to Plowshares. Found the Swords there. So Swords to Plowshares to, yeah, exactly, here to get rid of the Urnum. Does mean 4 life for me, so I'm gonna go up to 21. Yeah, things are looking very good for Juriaan, I think. He's got Brain Geyser in hand, he's got Jam Day Tome in hand, so lots of card draw. What do I have over there? 2 cards in hand, it seems. Recall also there for Juriaan. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, that is really good. This wheel is very good for me. Both of us going to draw 7 new cards. Yeah, this wheel was super good because Juriaan simply had a really good hand there and I basically had nothing going for me. Tapping 4. Are we going to see a Eureka here? That would be crazy. Here we see the hand. Nope, no Eureka. Another Urnimjin. Urnimjin number 3, I believe. So finding a lot of Urnims here. We could see the hand there of Juriaan briefly. It seems to have a lot of Swords to Plowshares, Disenchants, and Counterspells. Which is not too bad, of course, if you're the deck player. That's basically what you want to do. So we're going to see a Planeswalker, expecting to see another Swords to Plowshares. He can wait, of course, as well. I mean, the only thing, though, is that there are already 2 Jam-Day Tomes now in the bin. And, of course, his Regrove's in the bin as well. So that's the only downside here for Juriaan. But, I mean, the hand's looking pretty good. He's got all the answers. And now I'm at the point in the game here where I actually don't need the Eureka anymore. I have more than enough mana to just hardcast everything. So now the Eurekas kind of become dead cards in the deck, which is not great. Here we see Swords to Plowshare, so I'm going to gain 4. I'm going to go to 23. I have a Shivan Dragon there in hand, so I could cast Shivan. Am I going to take the risk? I know, of course, that my opponent has Counter Magic mana open. And 6 cards in hand, I believe. It looks like I'm going to tap 2 first. Okay, there we see a Demonic Tutor. So we're going to play a Demonic. Will that resolve? Juriaan a little bit in the tank here. I've got 5 cards left, I think. Yeah, 5 cards left in hand. One of the things I could do here, I mean, that's a little cheeky, is go for a Library of Alexandria because you cannot counter a library. Of course, a library wouldn't be active straight away because I only have 5 cards in hand, so I would have to wait a few turns, but that's something I could do. I could also go for, of course, Ancestral Recall. Ooh, going for a Regrove, it seems. Perhaps I want to Regrove the Time Walk here and kind of try to string some turns together. So this Regrove is definitely interesting. Here what the plan is. Gonna tap. Ooh, gonna tap 6. I am gonna go here for the Shivan Dragon. Shivan Dragon hitting the board. Yeah, expecting to see or a Swords or a Counterspell. Or Power Sync. Look at that. He doesn't even have to use his Counterspell. He can just Power Sync for 1. Yeah, this is ideal for Juriaan here. And I really feel that he's once again in the driver's seat. The problem, of course, for the deck player is that it's really a control deck, right? You don't have a lot of pressure, so yes, you're countering away my threats, but you're also giving me time to like rebuild. He really needs that Jam-Day Tome to kind of compensate for the cards that he plays out, and he doesn't have it on the board yet. So I'm going to tap 6 again. Another Shivan Dragon. Wow. And we see another Counterspell. Yeah, I think I would have used my Swords here. So you've got Counterspell for later. And I'm going to do something else. Perhaps play out the Regrove here. Yeah, I'm going to Regrove. I wonder what I'm going to get back. Maybe Time Walk? Oh, look at that. Going to get back to Triskelion. Interesting. Passing their turn. So do I also have a copy artifact then in hand that I want to go here for the Triskelion? More lands here for Juriaan. It's going to tap a blue. Tap the Jet. Okay, he's going to tap 3 and... oh, a Time Twister. Wow, I mean, I have to say, this game is a lot of fun. Brings back good memories. I really enjoy playing this game. Because I had a draw 7. He now has a draw 7. And there's a lot going on. Like, I keep trying to, you know, deal damage, and Juriaan constantly has the answers, which is basically what the deck wants to do. I think this Time Twister for Juriaan is great, because he's going to shuffle back in his removal. He's going to shuffle back in, of course, his Regrowth again, but also his Jam-Day Tomes, right? There were already 2 Jam-Day Tomes there in the graveyard, and it's really a card he needs. It's also pretty good for me, I guess, because I've had a lot of power in the graveyard, so I'm going to get those back. Demonic Tutor was in there, Time Walk was in there, some powerful creatures, 2 Shivan Dragons were in there, so That's pretty nice. Of course, I'm not getting back the 2 Urnham Gins because they've been killed by a Swords to Plowshare, so removed from the game. And here we see the hand of Juriaan. Ooh, found a Time Walk. I also found a Time Walk. Wow, that is funny. So he could do Time Walk now. Take an extra turn. I mean, I wonder if that's really that useful. I mean, it feels good to do. But is it also the right thing to do? That's the question. He's going to play out another Felwer Stone. And yeah, there's the Time Walk. So it's going to take the extra turn here. Yeah, usually a Time Walk after Time Twister is really good. But now there's just not a lot happening here on the board for Juriaan. Does have a Spell Blast there. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to use that. And I wonder how I'm going to organize my plays here. If I'm going to start with Time Walk to see if it resolves, or if I'm going to do that last. And first try to feed some other things to a potential counterspell. What I could do as well is do Time Walk, and if it resolves after that, play Wheel of Fortune. The problem I think for my hand is that I don't have any creatures in there. Okay, so there's a Felwer Stone. I do see a Concordant Crossroads there, which is not great. I mean, Concordant Crossroads is good if you have, you know, the creatures to go with it. So I'm going to tap 2. Going to go for Sylvan. Wonder if it resolves here. Are we going to see a Spell Blast on the Sylvan? I guess we're not. Going to tap 2 more. Now I play my Time Walk. There's a Spell Blast. So taking care of the Time Walk. And it looks like I'm going to do something else. Going to tap 3, take a damage on 19. Oh, and there is the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, I kept the wheel for last. Unfortunately, also gets countered away though. But of course, my hope was that the Wheel of Fortune would resolve. I'm kind of liking this strategy, right? First kind of emptying my hand to see if he wants to counter anything. And then if nothing gets countered, try to go for the wheel. Or, well, if something gets countered, try to go for the wheel as the last option. There's the attack for 3. But I'm going to use my Strip Mine to take care of the Mishra's Factory here on the side of Juriaan. And I mean, at least my Sylvan resolved, which is pretty good. And I'm pretty high on life. Exactly. Going to take an extra card to go to 15. Finding another duel. So lots of lands here for both of us. Gonna tap a lot here. Are we going to see a big bad creature? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Ooh, what's for 6? There's a Shivan Dragon. Now remember, I've got Concordant Crossroads in hand. Could play out the Crossroads and attack. There's the Crossroads. So I can swing in here with the Shivan. I do believe that Juriaan has his Swords to Plowshares though. So gonna attack here. Gonna pump it up. And then in response, he's gonna use the swords. So this is well timed here by Juriaan. But look at that, a mana drain. Oh, mana drain, baby. So dealing, I believe, 6 or 7 damage, even 7 damage here. Look at that. Juriaan all of a sudden on 7 has to find an answer for the Shivan or else he's toast. Gonna tap 2, another Felwer Stone. Gonna tap 3, what's that card? Oh, Wrath of God, wow. So I guess he's playing Wrath main. I thought I saw one in the sideboard, but perhaps he's playing it main, or he has one main as well, and one in the side. Anyway, Wrath of God doing work here. There's the Chaos Orb. Gonna use it straight away to flip here on the factory. And one of the reasons that I do this is when you've got a Sylvan on board, right? Every time you take damage from the Sylvan, it means you're basically losing half a card, right? Sorry, from the factory. And we see Juriaan here finding a Mind Twist from the top, so not very useful. Ooh, was it a Brain Geyser? Oh, a Brain Geyser. So I can Brain Geyser here. Wow. Brain Geyser for the fullest. And this means that all of a sudden, the Mind Twist becomes relevant. So first going to draw my cards. I mean, maybe if I'm really lucky, no, Time Walk's already in the bin, by the way. So I won't say I can find Time Walk, but that's not going to happen. Finding a Regrowth. Ooh, That's going to make the mind twist even better. Time Walk in my hand. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh, this is not good. Discarding a land, even passing the turn. Juriaan must be so happy with this. He's like, okay, I'm fine. If he wouldn't have the mind twist, then I mean, this Brain Geyser would be almost game. Right, but... yeah, we're going to see the mind twist. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Yep, there's the mind twist. Oh, this is brutal. Look at that hand. Nicol Bola's in there as well. I believe I saw 2 Shivans. That's insane. Oh, man. So Juriaan really finding the moment here. But look at that from the top. Shivan Dragon into the win. Because remember, I've got that Concordant Crossroads. So game 1 going to me here. But remember, this is just game 1. Both of us are going to dive into our sideboards. And we will catch back up with you in game number 2. Game number 2 here is about to start with Juriaan on the play. Of course, after losing that first game. Let's see what he can do with the deck. And there's a basic island and passing the turn. Now remember, Juriaan is playing a version with a lot of basics. There's a Taiga on my side and passing the turn back here. There we see a strip and there's a Felwar Stone. Felwar Stones being really good mana fixtures for Juriaan. There's a tropical island passing the turn. So not too much happening here thus far. Now remember, Juriaan doesn't have any white mana, so that could be a problem for him. Missing a land drop as well. And playing a Bayou. There's a Mox Jet. Does have a Gem de Tome in hand, I believe. Could be an option here to play out. Yeah, he is going to play out the Gem de Tome. So Tome on the board. There we see a City of Brass going to tap 4, take a damage. Are we going to see a Eureka? That's a big question. Eureka hitting the board. Yeah, baby. This is, of course, what I want to do. Starting it with a Felwar Stone. And now Juriaan can choose what he wants to play out. Ooh, there's the Hive. Card from the sideboard. Shivan Dragon here. Another Shivan Dragon. Oh, look at this. This. We're in for a very short game, I think. Unless Juriaan has a Wrath of God or, you know, a balance. So has got a couple of outs. Not too many, though. 2 Shivan Dragons. Soul Canard, the Swamp King. And a Triskelion. 2 Triskelion actually here hitting the board. Yeah, this is so tough. But Juriaan there does have a Demonic Tutor, so good tutor here for balance. That's something that he could do. Demonic Tutor for balance, play out the balance, because I've got a City of Brass now on the board, so Juriaan now has white mana. Okay, he's just going to take out a Shivan here. Is he perhaps going to try to just kill everything here with spot removal instead of going for a sweeper? Like I said, I would be tempted here to go for balance, but maybe he's got better options. We'll see. Does have another Swords in hand. I mean, he's still on 20, but even if he gets rid, because he's got a Swords in hand still, so he can get rid of the Shivan, for example, but then still he would take 13 damage. Would go to 7, and I would still have my counters on Triskelions as well, so then basically he would be on 1. I'm not really sure if that's what you want to do. Maybe he was a little bit too quick with the Blue Elemental Blast. Perhaps should have started with the Demonic, give himself some more time to think, because now he doesn't have enough mana anymore to also play out the balance if he wants to go for it with the Demonic Tutor. Maybe he's got a balance in hand though. So there we see a Black Lotus. Play the Lotus, I guess going to crack it then. Okay, also has a Disenchant. He's going to take care of the Shivan, going to Disenchant the Trike. Still going to take 3 damage, I assume. So he's going to drop to 17. Okay, I guess this works too, but like I said, I think I would have just gone for balance. The downside of balance is that he would have to discard his entire hand, but look at his hand. He only has 1 card left anyway. Attacking here for 9. Yep, so he's going to drop to 8. Passing the turn back here. Let's see what he can do. There's another Mox. Going to draw a card. Need something good from the top to stay alive. City of Brass passing the turn. Yeah, I think it's over. Only a Spell Blast. That's it. Game number 2 here. Very quick win because of that super aggressive Eureka. And I think, Juriaan, if you would have looked up the balance, this would have been a different game. It would have been kind of like resetting the board again. But hey, it is what it is, winning the second game. So now it's 2-0. But don't worry. Don't go away because we did play a third game. Why? Because Magic's fun and we're enjoying the game. So let's go to game number 3. Game number 3 here, the bonus game. So let's see if Juriaan can get a win in here. Starting with a Desert and a Pearl. And there he goes. There's a Chaos Orb passing the turn. Ooh, very strong hand there. Doesn't have blue though. I think I saw, what, Ancestral Recall and a Time Walk. Anyway, I'm playing out of Volcanic Island here. Also Mana Drain there in hand. Of course, cannot play out the Mana Drain. Has no blue mana, so here we kind of see that mana base not really doing work for Juriaan. Does have, of course, the Chaos Orb. I'm going to play out a Bayou here. The dual land that can make a green or black mana. Passing the turn here to Juriaan. Let's see what he can do. There's a Plains. There we also see a Mox Jet. Passing the turn back to me. Yeah, let's see what I can do. Just playing a land. So both of us not doing that much. Perhaps I want to work back up to 4 mana again to do another Eureka. Ooh, there's a Flower Stone. Yeah, this can mean a lot here for Juriaan because now all of a sudden he also has blue mana. Gonna pass the turn. And it looks like in my upkeep he maybe wants to fire off that Ancestral Recall. Doesn't have a Time Walk in hand, by the way. Only has Ancestral... Well, only he's got Ancestral Recall and a Mana Drain, though. And in my upkeep he's going to play out the... Ooh, there's a Red Elemental Blast, though, from the sideboard. Yeah, that is crucial here. Really bad news for Juriaan. This Red Elemental Blast, I feel like he really needed these 3 cards. Also to find maybe a second blue to get Mana Drain online. I'm playing a City of Brass here and a Mox Jet. Passing the turn here back to Juriaan. Ooh, is finding an island, which is good. That means that at least he can cast his Mana Drain if he wants to. I mean, he's got Mana Drain and Swords in hand, I believe. So that's pretty good. Also has, of course, the Chaos Orb still. So there's the attack for 2, it seems. So chipping away here at my life total. I'm going to drop to 18. First Blood. There is a Diamond Valley. Playing with 1 Diamond Valley in the deck. Gonna tap my Jet. Okay, there we see a Soul Ring. I'm gonna tap 6. Okay, I guess we're gonna see a big creature here. Expecting to see perhaps the Mana Drain. Yeah, there's a Triskelion. Okay, not that big actually. I guess you don't want to Mana Drain this, right? Because you also have your Chaos Orb to flip and you have a Swords. Exactly. You don't want to use your precious Mana Drain. There we see another Factory. So he could actually choose to Swords here. Or is he going to activate? Okay, he's going to flip the Chaos Orb instead. Oh, he's going to go for Diamond Valley. Going to get rid of the Diamond Valley here. And then he's going to Swords. Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to put 2 here on Juriaan and 2 on the Trike himself. So, and then take damage from the Factory as well. So, we're going to take 3 damage from the Factory. Yeah, and look at my life total here. I mean, I'm on 13 all of a sudden. Yeah, this could get really tough, you know, dealing with these Factories. I'm going to tap 4. Okay, there we see an Urn and Djinn. Do I have a Time Walk here? Going to take a damage. Concordant Crossroads and a Time Walk. Ooh, yeah, that is tough because you're going to take 4 and then 4 again. Or maybe not. I probably want to keep it on blocking duty. First finding a card from the top. So Juriaan now on 14. I'm on 12. Tapping 3 more. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, is he going to Mana Drain? Yeah, he has to Mana Drain. No, he's not going to Mana Drain. Oh, he's not going to Mana Drain. Oh, man. I mean, the thing is, the reason I would mana drain here is because of my concurrent crossroads. Like, whatever I find, I can instantly attack. And I mean, I do get it. Juriaan had nothing going for him, but still, I think I would have mana drained here. Okay, there's a Shivan. I mean, it's kind of a lottery, right? Because he was behind, of course. He wasn't in a great position, so you could say, okay, let the wheel resolve and hope for the best. I mean, at least he found one sword, so attacking with both, you're probably going to try to go for lethal. Although I don't have lethal, can only do for 10. Anyway, we do see a Swords to Plowshares here on my Shivan Dragon, so I am going to get 5 life, going to go back up to 17. I mean, tell me in the comments, what would you have done? Would you have mana drained the wheel, or would you said, you know what, let's spin the wheel and maybe I'll find a good hand? Because actually now he's finding a fireball from the top as well, so he can get rid of the Urnum. So I guess deciding not to, counter the wheel also has, there's something to say for that. Let me put it that way. Anyway, attacking here for 4. So Juriaan doing that, so I'm going to drop to 13. Let's see what else he can do here. There's another land, an island. Gonna tap. Does he have enough mana here? Yeah, he does have enough mana because of that Mox there. So he's gonna get rid here of the Urnum Djinn. And oh, I have an Ancestral Recall. That is unfortunate for Juriaan here on end step, casting the Ancestral Recall. And of course, Juriaan had to tap out to Fireball the Urnum, which makes sense. You know, that's not a bad move, but for me, just to have that Ancestral Recall at that moment, that could be crucial here in game 3. Gonna tap 2, gonna tap 3, gonna tap 4. Okay, are we gonna see another creature? Remember, Concurrent Crossroads still on the board, so I can attack straight away. Ooh, gonna tap even more. What am I gonna do here? What do I have? Oh, Nicol Bolas! Wow, Nicol Bolas attacking straight away. This is disastrous here for Juriaan. He's on 3. I also have a Strip Mine. So he needs removal. Okay, hey, there's removal. There is removal. Gonna take care of the Nicol Bolas and then attack here for 4. But I'm gonna strip one of the lands. Gonna take 2. Gonna gain 7. So that's plus 5. So now I'm on 16. But wow, what a game 3 this is. What an exciting game that Nicol Bolas play. Was absolutely epic, if I say so myself. And let's see what I can do now. If I just have one creature, I can win it here. Okay, gonna Demonic Tutor. Gonna look up a creature here, I guess, and win the game. Also, Juriaan is out of cards. Solkanar, the Swamp King here for the win. And that's it, winning the game. And yeah, also winning the match, of course, 3-0. Pretty brutal, but I have to say, I really, really enjoyed these games. It's a great way to kind of see my deck in action. And also, I think to see, the power of Concurrent Crossroads was really tough here for Juriaan to deal with. And I guess Juriaan boarded in some more creature hate here, of course, with the Wrath of God and the Maze of Ith. And also the Blue Elemental Blasts can be quite good against those Shivan Dragons. And I guess he played one Wrath in the side and one Wrath main, so he had then 2 Wrath of Gods, which is a really good card against me. But yeah, I'm pointing it out here. I think the Concurrent Crossroads really won the game, especially here, of course, in game number 3. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this match. If you did, please leave a like, a comment, and share it on your socials. All these things are free and really help the channel move forward. Talking about moving forward, you can also become a patron of the show. Check out patreon.com/TimmyTalks for all the information.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises. Early in the morning, put him in the longboat until he's sober. Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Put him in the longboat until he's sober. Early in the morning, way
Umber Kazee.